These Hollywood films right here, from smaller indies to almost impossibly huge blockbusters, all concealed fascinating movie details in plain sight by hiding them within the sneaky safety of another language. So with that in mind, I am Gareth, you're watching What Culture, and here are 9 movie details hidden in another language.
Want to stay safe online and save big? Get up to 76% off a 2-year NordVPN plan, plus 4 months free and up to a $50 Amazon gift card. Just scan the QR code or click the link in the description and it's all yours.
Number 9. Chief is a demigod, Wonder Woman. Among Wonder Woman and Steve Trevor's more minor allies is a Native American by the name of Chief, who, while seemingly given little character development throughout the film, reveals a good deal more about himself in his native Blackfoot language. His mid-film chit-chat with Diana is left unsubtitled, but effectively sees the Chief confirming that he's a Blackfoot demigod by the name of Nappy, though the few fans who noticed this basically took it to be nothing more than a cute Easter egg. Actor Eugene Braverock actually confirmed that indeed his character is exactly who he says he is, a demigod. Still, for all but the 8,000 people worldwide who actually speak Blackfoot, it flew clean over their heads. Number 8. The Norwegian Pilot warning, The Thing 1982. John Carpenter's sci-fi masterpiece The Thing opens with the unforgettable sight of a Norwegian pilot arriving at the American Antarctic base, where he fires a gun and shouts at them in unsubtitled Norwegian before being shot dead himself. However, anyone who actually speaks Norwegian will be aware that the pilot effectively explains the nature of the thing from the get-go. He says, "Get the hell away from that thing. That's not a dog, it's some sort of thing. It's imitating a dog. It isn't real. Get away, you idiots." Now, on one hand, the pilot didn't really think his approach through very well, did he? But on the other, we're ultimately left to assume he just witnessed the Norwegian research station get waylaid by the thing. So you can't really blame him for losing his composure, can you? Sadly, the language barrier meant that McReady and his team didn't actually realize they had a shape-shifting alien in their midst until halfway through the movie. If only they knew Norwegian. Number 7. Paulas' Guatemalan love song isn't romantic at all. The 40-Year-Old Virgin. Of the many memorable scenes from the 40-Year-Old Virgin, who can forget the hysterical gag in which Andy's boss, Paula, explains that she was deflowered as an adolescent by her family's Guatemalan gardener, who before doing so sang her a Guatemalan love song. Cue Paula belting out a rendition of the song to a visibly uncomfortable Andy. Given that the final lyric is clearly the word football, it's not a huge secret that Paula's serenade wasn't quite as romantic as she thought. Yeah, so here's the full translation. "When I clean my room, I can't find anything. Where are you going in such a hurry?" To the soccer game. And in an interview, Jane Lynch, who played Paula, also confirmed that she came up with the scene herself on set. As she put it, "The Guatemalan love song was my idea. I was sitting on the bench one day and it came to me. It's actually dialogue from a level 2 Spanish class in high school. It's not a romantic song at all. It's about a kid who won't clean his room and leaves the house in haste. So yeah, now you know." Number 6. Natasha trolls Tony in Latin, Iron Man 2. Shortly after Tony Stark learns that his new hire, Natalie Rushman, is in fact a SHIELD spy, he demands to know more about who she is, and asks if she even speaks Latin per her resume. She replies, "Felecis sunte rerum specie," or specie. I can't remember, it's Latin, okay? I tried. This is left untranslated and seems to only leave Tony more exasperated as she leaves the office. In fact, the line is actually paraphrased from Seneca's ancient Latin text, De Beneficis. Again, I tried, and roughly translates as "the appearance of things is deceptive." Obviously, this refers to Natasha's status as a super spy, and there being a hell of a lot more to this character than meets the eye here. Now, that movie was Romanoff's first MCU appearance, so I want to know right now, who do you think had the best introduction in the MCU? You let me know in the comments right down below. Number 5. River's completely ridiculous safe phrase, Serenity. In Joss Whedon's cult classic sci-fi Serenity, Simon Tam uses a Russian safe word phrase to put his sister River to sleep when necessary. Given that she's a brainwashed assassin capable of becoming violently volatile at a moment's notice, the phrase is Ito Kuram Neshmek, which isn't mere random Russian babble, but an actual saying derived from Old Russian. And again, I do apologize for my terrible pronunciations. So in Joss Whedon's own words, it's something my Russian teacher in England used to say. It means that's absurd. Well, the words are literally that's laughter for chickens, and that means that's absurd. And now, armed with that knowledge, just try and take the phrase seriously whenever you next revisit Serenity. Yep, you're welcome for that. If you're finding this look at those movie details that were hidden in another language quite interesting, then you are in luck. If you just tap on that little subscribe button down below, guess what? So many more of these terrific What Culture videos are gonna show up on your screen in the future. Huh, what a life we're living, eh? Number 4, JD's Ich Luge Bullet Trick, Heathers. Midway through this deliciously satirical coming-of-age black comedy, disaffected teens Veronica and JD plot to pull a prank in which they shoot jocks Kurt and Ram with a tranquilizer gun in the woods and leave them in an uncompromising position with one another. However, the unstable JD has other plans, and as it turns out, he lures Kurt and Ram out to the woods to shoot them dead in cold blood. For any German speakers watching, however, this is made clear in the scene where Veronica and JD planned the prank, as JD tells Veronica they'll be using Ich Luge bullets, which translates to I lie. Sneaky. Furthermore, before this, JD even asks Veronica if she speaks German, which she doesn't, to ensure she can't actually translate what he's saying and ruin his sick sense of fun. Genius. Demented genius, but yep, still genius. Number 3, Avox and Castor talk about Katniss' attractiveness. The Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 1. Now for something a little different. The Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 1 offers up a cute little aside, not in another spoken language, but American Sign Language. After Avox cameraman Pollux is first introduced to Katniss Everdeen, Cressida explains that he can't talk because the Capitol cut out his tongue. Moments later, Pollux signs something to his brother Castor, which isn't subtitled. But ASL readers have handily passed on their wisdom to the rest of us. Thank you very much. Hilariously, Pollux actually signs to Castor, "She's beautiful, don't you think?" referring to Katniss, to which Castor enthusiastically signs back, "Yes." But given how fleeting and non-verbal this is, it's missed incredibly easily whether you know ASL or not. Have fun looking out for it next time though. Number 2, the secret Japanese Godzilla gag, The Lost World Jurassic Park. The Lost World Jurassic Park is surely best remembered for its loony climactic set piece in which the T-Rex escapes from its confines and starts tearing up San Diego with extreme prejudice. Look at it go. And amid the carnage, there's a brief moment where we see a number of Japanese businessmen running away from the T-Rex, one of whom is shouting something in Japanese which isn't translated for the audience. What were they saying? Well, as it turns out, the man is actually shouting, "I left Japan to get away from this," seemingly serving as a reference to the Godzilla franchise, which the scene with sights of civilians fleeing from the T-Rex feels like an extended homage to, doesn't it? Well played, Spielberg. Number 1, the surrendering German soldiers are actually Czech, Saving Private Ryan. That legend Steven Spielberg strikes again, this time in decidedly more serious-minded and heartbreaking fashion in his masterful war film Saving Private Ryan. During the unforgettable opening Normandy sequence, you might recall that 2 apparently German soldiers surrender to the Allies amid all the carnage. Like the rest of the German soldiers, their dialogue isn't subtitled, and moments later they're quickly gunned down by the merciless American soldiers. This cold act of war is rendered devastating if you speak Czech though, because the soldiers are actually speaking Czech rather than German, with one of them saying, "Please don't shoot me, I am not German, I am Czech. I didn't kill anyone, I am Czech." What? If what the men are saying is true, it's incredibly likely that they were, like so many of their countrymen, forcibly conscripted into the German army when the Germans conquered Czechoslovakia in 1939. And just like that, one of the more visceral war movies of all time just became even more gut-wrenching. You're welcome? And just because you've reached the end of this video right here, that does not mean that your YouTube journey has to end as well. Nope, tap on another What Culture video right here and thank me later. Bye bye.